a striped shadow cutting through the tide on the muddy banks. An ancient predator basks in silence. In the mangroves, a hood rises without warning, and above the roots, something glides between trees. Here, every moment is filled with danger and risk. This is the Sundarbans, the mysterious mangrove. Tides rule this forest. Twice a day, the water rises and falls, reshaping the land and everything that lives on it. This is the Sundarbans, a maze of mangroves, mudflats and narrow creeks, where survival depends on timing, patience and staying unseen. Saltwater seeps into the soil, roots rise above the ground to breathe, and life adapts to conditions few places on Earth can offer. In this shifting world, there are no fixed paths, no safe ground. Every movement is calculated. Every shadow could be alive. As the forest settles with the falling tide, the smaller hunters begin to emerge, silent, cautious, and almost invisible. Among them, one of the most elusive residents of this forest begins its search. As the tide recedes, the forest reveals its quieter side. From within the mangroves, a small spotted hunter emerges, the Leopard Cat. It is well adapted to this environment, able to navigate mud, roots and shallow water with ease. Close behind, its cub follows. Young ones stay with the mother during their early months, learning how to move, observe, and respond to their surroundings. The leopard cat is mostly nocturnal, but can sometimes be active during quieter hours of the day. Its diet includes small mammals, birds, reptiles, and crustaceans, depending on what the tides reveal. In a habitat that changes twice a day, adaptability is essential for survival. Along the exposed mudflats, a couple of wild boar searches for food. Using its strong snout, it digs through the soft ground for roots, crabs, and other small prey. Well adapted to this tidal habitat, it feeds opportunistically, making use of whatever the forest provides. An important part of the ecosystem, it also serves as prey for larger predators in the region. Basking along the muddy banks, a monitor lizard absorbs the early warmth. As a cold-blooded reptile, it relies on external heat to regulate its body temperature. Once active, it begins to move with purpose, flicking its forked tongue to sense its surroundings. This tongue helps detect chemical signals in the air, allowing it to locate food and remain aware of potential threats. The monitor lizard is a highly adaptable predator and scavenger. Its diet includes crabs, fish, insects, eggs, and even carrion, making it an important part of this ecosystem. Strong limbs and sharp claws allow it to dig, climb, and move efficiently across mud and roots. In the Sundarban, it is often seen near water, where feeding opportunities are more frequent. Despite its size, it remains cautious, retreating quickly at the first sign of disturbance. During the breeding season, females lay eggs in burrows or termite mounds, where the heat helps in incubation. Like many species here, its life is closely linked to the rhythm of the tides. In a landscape that is constantly changing, versatility is the key to survival. Different layers of this forest support very different forms of movement. Moving through the canopy, an ornate flying snake navigates the mangroves above. Despite its name, it does not truly fly. Instead, it glides from tree to tree. By flattening its body and pushing off from branches, it can control its direction in the air with surprising precision. This ability helps it move efficiently across gaps in the forest, where the ground below is often flooded. The ornate flying snake is mildly venomous, using its venom to subdue small prey like lizards, birds, and tree-dwelling animals. It spends most of its time in trees, remaining well camouflaged among leaves and branches. In the Sundarban, even the canopy is active, supporting species adapted to life above the tides. As the tide shifts once again, the forest changes its form. Mudflats emerge, and the mangroves stand exposed. Patterns begin to appear on the soft ground, signs left behind by those that move unseen. Among them, a set of unmistakable pug marks, fresh, clear, and purposeful. In the Sundarban, these impressions tell a story of movement, territory, and presence. This is a landscape shaped not just by water, but by one of its most powerful inhabitants, rarely seen, yet always here. Somewhere within this maze of creeks and mangroves, it continues its silent patrol. Along the forest boundary, a group of Rhesus Macaques gathers on the fence, highly adaptable. Macaques often use such spaces to rest, observe, and move between areas. Living in social groups, they maintain constant awareness through vocal calls and body language. When needed, macaques can swim across creeks and channels. Using steady, controlled strokes, they navigate tidal waters with ease. In the Sundarbans, even primates have adapted to a life shaped by water. Perched along the mangrove edge, a collared kingfisher scans its surroundings. Unlike many kingfishers, it is not limited to fishing alone. Its diet includes crabs, insects, small reptiles, and other coastal prey. From an elevated perch, it watches patiently before dropping down to capture its target. Its strong bill allows it to handle a variety of prey, often returning to the same perch to feed. In the Sundarbans, it is well adapted to life between land and water. Deeper within the mangroves, a brown-winged kingfisher remains hidden among dense foliage. Shy and habitat-specific, it relies on undisturbed forest creeks where prey is abundant. Along the open creeks, a black-capped kingfisher brings a burst of colour to the mangroves. Perched in clear view, it scans the water below for fish and small aquatic prey. With a quick dive, it captures its target, returning to its perch to consume it. In the Sundarban, even brief moments of action are shaped by patience. On the forest floor, an unusual moment unfolds. A greater Coucal and a monocled Cobra remain close to each other, both still, both watchful. Encounters like this are rarely witnessed, and their outcomes are often unclear. The Coucal, a ground foraging bird, is known to feed on insects, small reptiles, and occasionally snakes. The Cobra, a highly venomous species, relies on its hood display and venom for defense and hunting. For now, neither makes a move. In the Sundarban, such moments are defined not by action, but by caution. Eventually, one will choose to move away, avoiding further risk. Because here, survival often depends on what is avoided as much as what is pursued. On a quiet branch, a common Iora moves through the foliage. Small and active, it searches for insects among leaves and twigs. Often found in pairs, it communicates with soft calls while foraging. In the dense mangroves, even the smallest birds play an important role in maintaining balance. Among the leaves, a Greenish Warbler moves quietly along the branch, small and constantly active. It picks insects from foliage with quick, precise movements. A migratory visitor, it travels long distances to reach habitats like these. In the mangroves, even transient species become part of the ecosystem for a season. Along the forest floor, a red junglefowl moves cautiously through the undergrowth, the wild ancestor of domestic chickens. It forages for seeds, insects, and fallen fruits. Quick to react, it remains alert to sounds from both ground and canopy. In the dense mangroves, ground-dwelling birds rely on vigilance to navigate their surroundings. Along the edge of a tidal creek, a crocodile rests on the exposed bank, basking in the sun. It regulates its body temperature after time in the water. As a cold-blooded reptile, external heat is essential for its activity and digestion. With powerful jaws and a heavily armoured body, it is well adapted to this environment. For now, it remains still, conserving energy. In the Sundarbans, much of its time is spent waiting, allowing the tides and surroundings to dictate movement. From within a tree cavity, a rose-ringed parakeet peers out. Only the head is visible, the rest of its body safely inside the hollow. Tree holes like these are essential, providing shelter and nesting space. In mangrove habitats, such natural cavities can be limited, making them valuable resources. Parakeets often use these spaces to rest, and during the breeding season, to raise their young. From this vantage point, it watches the surroundings carefully before deciding when to emerge. In the dense forest, even a small opening in a tree can offer safety and security. Perched quietly on a branch, a Shikra surveys the ground below, a small raptor. It relies on sharp vision to detect movement at a distance. From this vantage point, it scans continuously, tracking even the slightest activity. Its diet includes small birds, reptiles, and insects, depending on availability. Short, powerful flights allow it to move quickly through trees, often striking from cover rather than open pursuit. For now, it remains still, conserving energy while observing its surroundings. In the Sundarbans, patience and precision define the hunting strategy of many predators. Moving through a narrow creek, a king cobra glides across the surface. Despite being primarily terrestrial, it is a capable swimmer, using steady lateral movements to propel itself forward. Its long body remains mostly submerged, with only the head and a portion of the neck visible above the water. In habitats like the Sundarban, waterways are often part of its movement routes. The king cobra is the world's longest venomous snake, known for its size and distinctive hood display. Unlike many other snakes, it specializes in feeding on other snakes, including both venomous and non-venomous species. As it moves, the tongue flicks intermittently, collecting chemical cues from the environment. This helps it navigate, locate prey, and remain aware of its surroundings. Though capable of delivering a powerful venom, it generally avoids confrontation, choosing to move away when undisturbed. In the water, its movement is calm and controlled, conserving energy while covering distance. The mangrove ecosystem, with its network of creeks and channels, provides both pathways and hunting grounds. Like many species here, its behavior is shaped by the landscape and the constant presence of water. On an exposed perch, the Peregrine Falcon rests above the mangroves. Known for its speed, it is one of the fastest birds in the world during a hunting dive. From this vantage point, it watches the open sky and surrounding landscape. Its diet mainly consists of other birds, often captured in flight. Sharp vision and powerful wings make it highly efficient in open habitats. In the Sundarbans, elevated perches provide the advantage needed to observe and respond quickly. At the entrance of its burrow, a blue Fidler crab remains still. The enlarged claw is used for signaling, while it waits at the edge of its shelter, feeding on organic matter in the mud. Its activity follows the rhythm of the tides. With the changing tides, fishing boats move deeper into the creeks. For local communities, these waters are a source of livelihood. Fishermen travel long distances, navigating narrow channels and shifting routes to catch fish and collect crabs from the mangroves. The work is demanding, often carried out in remote areas where help is far away. They set nets, check traps, and move with the rhythm of the tides, timing their efforts carefully throughout the day. But this landscape is not without risk. Encounters with large wildlife, strong currents, and unpredictable conditions are all part of working in the Sundarban. Every year, incidents are reported, reminding us of the challenges faced by those who depend on this ecosystem. In the Sundarban, survival is not only a part of the wild, but also of human life. In a clearing along the mangroves, a spotted deer roams quietly. Among the most commonly seen herbivores here, they feed on grasses, leaves, and fallen fruits. Living in groups, they rely on collective awareness to detect potential threats. Ears constantly moving, heads lifting at intervals. They remain alert to sounds from the forest. Their activity often follows the tides, moving to exposed areas when the water recedes. In the Sundarban, they play an important role in the ecosystem as primary prey for large predators. For now, they remain calm, continuing to feed in the open. But in this landscape, awareness is constant, even when nothing seems to move. In the stillness of the creek, something begins to take shape. At first, just a head, low in the water. Barely visible, moving steadily with the current. As it comes closer, the form becomes clear. A Bengal tiger crossing the river. Powerful, yet controlled. It swims with measured strokes, conserving energy across the tidal channel. In the Sundarban, such crossings are a part of daily movement. With no fixed territories bounded by land, waterways connect different parts of its range. The body remains mostly submerged, reducing resistance as it moves forward. Only the head and upper back break the surface, cutting silently through the water. Despite its size, the movement is efficient, almost effortless. Strong limbs and a streamlined posture allow it to cover distance without urgency. In this landscape, swimming is not an exception, but an essential skill. As it nears the bank, the pace remains steady. The current shifts, the water shallows, and the forest edge comes into reach. With a final push, it rises from the creek, water streaming off its coat. Within seconds, it disappears into the dense forest, leaving behind only ripples and silence. Every day, thousands of visitors enter these waters. Boats move through the creeks, carrying people into the heart of the mangroves. For many, it is a journey into a unique and fragile ecosystem. They watch, they wait, hoping for a glimpse of its most iconic inhabitant. But the reality of this forest is different. The tiger here is elusive, rarely seen, moving silently through a landscape that hides it well. Only a few experience such a moment, not because it is absent, but because it chooses to remain unseen. In the Sundarbans, what you don't see is often just as important as what you do.